I work the front desk at a Berlin hotel, and last month an American guest walked up and asked where the nearest Starbucks was. Simple question. I gave her a simple answer. 2 blocks north, turn left at the intersection. She just stared at me. Didn't move. Didn't say thank you. Just stared, waiting for something. I stared back, confused about what else she wanted. Finally she said, "That's it? That's all you're going to tell me?" I said yes, that's where Starbucks is located. She looked genuinely offended, like I'd insulted her mother. In America, people are actually helpful when you ask them questions. I told her I just gave her specific directions to the exact place she asked about. Apparently that wasn't enough. She wanted me to walk her there personally, or draw her a detailed map, or maybe apologize profusely that Starbucks wasn't located directly inside our hotel lobby. She demanded to speak with my manager. My manager came down, listened to her complaint, and told her the exact same thing I did. 2 blocks north, turn left. She left us a 1-star review on TripAdvisor saying Germans are cold and mean because I didn't smile widely enough while telling her basic geographic information about where a coffee shop was located. Last summer, an American tourist came into our Amsterdam bike rental shop and asked if we had helmets available. We don't stock helmets. It's Amsterdam, literally nobody wears bike helmets here. Millions of Dutch people bike daily without helmets, and we have fewer cycling injuries than most countries. I explained this to him politely. He said our policy was unsafe, irresponsible, and honestly kind of shocking. I told him the Dutch have been cycling for generations without helmets and our infrastructure is designed for safe cycling. He said, and I quote, "Well, that explains why your healthcare system is so bad." Our healthcare system is excellent, actually. The Dutch healthcare system is ranked among the best in the world. He refused to rent a bike without a helmet, so he decided to walk everywhere instead. In Amsterdam, the literal biking capital of the entire world, he walked. A woman came into our Stockholm restaurant and asked our host if we were authentic Swedish. He said yes, we serve traditional Swedish cuisine. She looked around confused and said, "Then why is everyone speaking English to me?" Because she was speaking English to us. In English. To Swedish people. She wanted us to speak Swedish to her while she continued speaking English to us. She said authentic meant giving her the real cultural experience. Our host explained that the real Swedish experience was us accommodating her language so she could actually order food. She said that wasn't exotic or interesting enough for her Instagram photos. What Americans call rude behavior, most Europeans just call a normal Tuesday morning interaction. I work at a bakery in Copenhagen, and a few weeks ago an American man came in and ordered a cinnamon roll. Simple transaction. I put it in a bag, told him the price, he paid, I handed him the bag. Transaction complete. Standard bakery interaction. But he just stood there at the counter holding his pastry, not moving, looking increasingly confused and uncomfortable. I asked if he needed anything else, maybe another pastry, a coffee, a napkin. He said no, but still didn't leave. Just stood there with this hurt expression on his face. Finally, after this awkward 30-second silence, he said, "Don't you want to know how my day is going?" I said, "Not particularly, no." I wasn't being mean, I genuinely didn't need to know. We had 12 people in line behind him. His face went through 5 completely distinct emotions in about 3 seconds. Shock, confusion, hurt, anger, and finally this bitter, disappointed acceptance. He told me that Americans literally invented the concept of customer service, so he knew what good service actually looked like. I told him this was good service. He ordered a cinnamon roll. I gave him a fresh cinnamon roll quickly. He apparently wanted me to ask about his flight, his hotel experience, his thoughts on Danish architecture, his feelings about Copenhagen, maybe his childhood memories. I had 12 people waiting. He announced loudly to everyone in line that Europeans fundamentally don't understand even basic hospitality. A Danish woman behind him said, "We understand efficiency perfectly. You need to move now." A tourist in Vienna came into our grocery store and asked one of our stock clerks which wine he should buy for dinner that evening. Our clerk said, "I don't drink wine, sorry." The American was genuinely stunned, like this was impossible. "Then why do you even work here in the wine section?" The clerk explained, "Because they hired me. I stock shelves and organize inventory." The American wanted detailed recommendations, personal stories about wines, a full consultation on proper wine pairings with different foods. Our clerk just pointed at the price tags on the shelves. The expensive ones are usually better quality. That's generally how pricing works in capitalism. The American demanded to speak to a manager about this incredibly unhelpful and rude employee. The manager came over and said the exact same thing. "We sell wine, we don't have personal relationships with it." The American insisted that in the US, grocery store employees are trained to care about products. Our manager said our employee did care. He cared about not lying to customers about wine knowledge he didn't actually possess. The American bought the cheapest bottle purely out of spite. At a Prague pharmacy, an American woman asked our pharmacist if we had anything for jet lag. Our pharmacist said one word: sleep. That's it. The American waited for more information, advice, recommendations. The pharmacist just waited for her to leave so he could help the next customer. She said, "That's your professional medical advice? Just sleep." He said yes, that's the cure for jet lag. She asked what specific products he recommended for treating jet lag. He said a bed and some pillows. Maybe a blanket if it's cold. She wanted supplements, melatonin tablets, herbal remedies, a whole elaborate nighttime routine. He told her very directly that jet lag isn't a medical condition requiring pharmaceutical treatment, it's just being tired in a different time zone. Your body adjusts naturally within a few days. She said American pharmacists actually care about their customers' well-being and health. He said he did care. That's exactly why he told her the truth instead of selling her 15 unnecessary products she didn't need. She bought absolutely nothing and left furious. Later she left an online review saying Czech pharmacists refuse to help tourists with medical problems. He refused to scam her, actually. A couple in Munich went on one of our walking tours, and within the first 5 minutes they asked our guide if Munich was worth visiting. Our guide said, "Well, you're already here, so I'd say yes." The husband pressed harder. Was Munich better than Paris overall? The guide said he didn't know because he'd never ranked European cities like sports teams. The wife said that wasn't helpful information. The guide said they asked him a subjective opinion question and now seemed upset at receiving his honest answer. The husband said, "In America, tour guides make you excited about where you are." Our guide said, "I'm not a cheerleader. I'm a historian. These buildings are 800 years old. They don't need me to hype them up with fake enthusiasm. They're historically significant regardless of my personal energy level." They complained to the tour company afterward. The company asked what was factually inaccurate about the historical tour. They admitted nothing was inaccurate, but his attitude ruined the entire experience for them. The company said he didn't have an attitude, he just had a German personality. They demanded a full refund for poor service. They didn't get one. I work at a clothing boutique in Rotterdam, and last week an American woman tried on a dress and came out of the fitting room. She asked me directly, "Does this look good on me?" I said no. Simple, honest answer. She was absolutely stunned, frozen in place. "You're supposed to say it looks great on me." I told her it didn't fit her properly, the waist was too loose and bunched weird, and the color completely washed out her complexion. She said I was being cruel and hurtful. I explained I was being honest, so she didn't waste €80 on a dress that didn't suit her body type. She said, "What if I liked it anyway?" I said then she should absolutely buy it, but she specifically asked for my professional opinion and I gave her my honest assessment. She tried on 4 more dresses, asked my opinion on exactly 0 of them, bought nothing, and told me I shouldn't work in fashion retail if I'm going to insult customers. That day I helped 6 other people buy clothes that actually fit them properly and looked fantastic. She wasn't one of them. She wanted comfortable lies instead of useful truth. An American couple sat down at a Budapest restaurant and asked our waiter if the goulash was good. He said, "It's fine. Just that." The American man asked what else he'd recommend from the menu. The waiter said everything was fine, just pick whatever sounded appealing to you. The American pushed harder for specifics. "But what's your personal favorite dish here?" The waiter said he ate staff meal in the kitchen, not the menu items. The American was deeply offended by this. "You don't even eat your own restaurant's food?" The waiter patiently explained that he did eat the restaurant's food, just not the expensive plated dishes. The staff ate family-style meals in the back. The American told him that in the United States, waiters are passionate and knowledgeable about the menu and can describe every single dish like poetry. The waiter said, "It's goulash. Meat, paprika, vegetables, Hungarian spices. You want poetry? There's a bookstore down the street." The American ordered schnitzel instead to prove some kind of point. When it arrived, he asked if it was good. The waiter said, "It's fine." It was, in fact, completely fine. A man in Oslo came up to my desk at the Tourist Information Center and asked me for directions to see the famous fjord. I told him to take the train to Flam from Oslo Central Station. Simple, direct answer. He asked which specific train. I said the train to Flam. There's one direct line from Oslo, you can't miss it. He wanted the exact departure time, the specific platform number, the precise ticket price, and whether he needed advance reservations or could buy tickets same day. I told him to check at the train station for current schedules. He said I was being unnecessarily difficult and unhelpful. I explained that I didn't have the entire Norwegian rail schedule memorized and the station was literally 2 minutes away on foot. He said American subway workers go above and beyond to help confused tourists navigate. I told him this wasn't the subway system and I wasn't a railway employee. I worked at the tourist information desk, not for the National Rail Service. He asked why I couldn't just look it up for him on my computer right now. I turned my computer screen around and showed him the train booking website. It was in Norwegian. He said, "That doesn't help me at all." I explained that the train station had English-language ticket machines and staff members who spoke perfect English, and he was perfectly capable of walking there himself to get accurate current information. He asked if I even liked my job. I said yes, I genuinely loved my job, except when tourists expected me to personally hold their hand through basic tasks like buying a train ticket. He filed an official complaint with my supervisor about my rudeness. My manager read it and actually laughed out loud. Apparently, I was reported for forcing an elderly disabled man to navigate a complex foreign train system completely alone without assistance. He was 46 years old and walked perfectly fine. Here's what Americans fundamentally don't understand about European communication. We're not rude. We're just not performing happiness for you. You want someone to smile enthusiastically while telling you the coffee shop is 2 blocks away? We think that's weird and unnecessary theater. You want someone to pretend every single question you ask is fascinating? We think that's dishonest. You want us to compliment a dress that looks objectively bad on you? We think that's cruel. You're about to spend money on something that doesn't work for your body. We're not cold. We're efficient. We're not mean. We're honest. And we definitely don't think you need an enthusiastic motivational speech and a theatrical performance just to buy a simple train ticket to see some fjord. Maybe that's the real cultural difference nobody wants to talk about directly. We don't confuse friendliness with quality service. And we absolutely don't confuse honesty with rudeness. We actually think fake enthusiasm is more insulting than directness.